doing my after morning workout stretch.
When you say after morning, you're talking about after laying around all day and eating?
I know what you're talking about.
Don't worry, she's gonna run back into the house after this.
Hola. Buenas tardes. I don't know what's going on. I just came out here to see what was going on.
So I grabbed the camera and I came outside so we're sitting down inside on the couch, and I just felt like grabbing the camera and just go make a video. So I didn't tell Kelly what I was doing. I just went outside with the camera by myself, and then Kelly came out like, hey, let me see what's up.
I don't want to miss anything, camera or not. If he goes to another room in the house, I follow.
So while I'm sitting on the couch, something came to mind. A few days ago, and I kind of jokingly covered it in another video, that I got pulled over by the police. And I kind of glossed over the experience itself, but it honestly wasn't anything that the average person would experience in the United States. It really wasn't. However, something that I didn't think about, that I thought about, I think maybe a day after, was my reaction to the encounter. I was calm. It didn't bother me one bit. As I mentioned before, Kelly kind of said I was speeding. I didn't think I was speeding. I think I was probably doing the speed limit. But either way, outside of me getting pulled over and not wanting to get a ticket or citation, that was the only concern that I had. But then I'm sitting there thinking, a day or two later, and then just that thought, the thought that here I am getting pulled over, and the only concern that I have at that moment is whether or not I was speeding, whether or not it was a justified stop, and how much it was going to cost me. Nothing else crossed my mind. A day later, that started to play in my head. Because I've been pulled over many times before in the United States, even when I was in uniform, even when I was an active duty military member. And I did that for 24 and a half years. And every time I was pulled over, even when I was still on active duty, something else crossed my mind. I would have gladly taken a ticket, or gladly known that the only consequence to me getting pulled over was the fact that I would have to go to court, pay a fine or whatever it is. I would have gladly taken that. However, that was usually secondary. Those thoughts were usually secondary in my head. Usually my thought is, how is this going to end? And I would say 90-something% of the time. Now, whether I was speeding or not in the United States when I was pulled over, whether I was right or wrong, that's not what I'm discussing or debating. A lot of times I was wrong. I'm not saying I wasn't. What I'm saying is, my encounters that I had, there was always an underlying feeling that I had. And that feeling was not a monetary, but it was safety. I am in Mexico and I get pulled over by the police. Safety did not cross my mind until a day later, long after the encounter. I may never see this guy again, but that's when safety came to mind. And it wasn't because I was fearful a day later that something was going to happen. No. It was the realization that I am so far away from home, yet something that was common to me in my reaction when I was pulled over in my own country did not occur for me to have here, but it was a common thought or feeling that I had there. Every single time I was pulled over, my hands were out the window, my hands were on the steering wheel, I was doing something, I put all the windows down, everything that every other black guy did or does in the United States is what I would do, even when I was still on active duty serving the country. But I didn't have any of those thoughts or fears. I don't know. I really don't even know where I'm going with this. It's just that. So Kelly and I are obviously different. We're obviously different. Duh. And her experiences are very unlike mine. What her thoughts are, and we've had the discussion before, and how she views certain things, it's going to be different from mine. First off, I'm from Jamaica, but I can tell you right now, I grew up in Jamaica, and race was never, not once, discussed when I was growing up as a kid. You know, over the years I've had discussions, I've talked about, I remember this one girl who showed up in the school and she was white. But that wasn't a factor. We knew she was different from us, but she was not different because of anything else except she just didn't look like the rest of us. But treating her, no one treated her any differently. It was just, everything was normal. Race, I did not experience race and the difference, the dividing line with race until I moved to the United States. This is not a bashing video about anything, all right? I cannot tell you how you experience race or how you deal with anything else or your encounters with the police officers. That I'm not trying to do that. I'm not saying that police officers are bad. That's not what this is about. What this is about is my feelings, how I view an interaction with a police officer when I am stopped, and how it is ironic that I am away from my country and I did not have the same reactions. So clearly, for me, not for anyone else, it couldn't be a situation of me disliking police officers, which is not the case. It couldn't be a situation where all police are bad. That is clearly not the situation. Clearly, for me, something in me makes me more cautious when I am dealing with the people who swear to protect my own rights in my own country. And so I'm sitting there on the couch and it made me feel really bad. Because I feel more at home, away from home, than I feel at home when I am home. And this one situation was another thing to bring home close to home. I don't know if that makes sense. To bring it close to home, how not even in your own home sometimes can you feel safe. And again, this is not to say anything is happening wrong. That's not what this is about. This is about how I felt during the situation a few days ago when I was pulled over, how I felt a few days afterward, and my memory and recollection of all the experiences that I've had whenever I've been pulled over, and what instinctively I did and that I didn't do this time. Anyway, I don't know what else to talk about, but
Back to my workout that I did this morning.
the workout was her getting dressed to come outside because she saw me walking outside.
I didn't want to miss anything, and it's Sunday, so it's our Naked Sunday, so I had to get dressed to come outside. He's gonna cut that out, I know it.
It's not gonna get cut out. It's not gonna get cut out. But yes, today's our Naked Sunday, so we don't FaceTime us on a Sunday.
Yeah.
Don't. You can call, just don't FaceTime. All right. or at least wait. If we don't
just give it a heads up. You're gonna FaceTime. Give us a heads up.
So we can go get dressed.
Don't forget to like and subscribe and comment down below.